Hi guys, so I was really slack with the videos last week, but that is because we are moving house. So expect lots of kind of, not declutter videos, but I'm going to do some empties that are not empties. So kind of like the not so empties moving house edition or something. Things that I'm throwing away because I don't really want them or whatever. So if you want to see a video like that, let me know. I was going to plan on filming it, but you know, if you hate the idea, let me know. But today's video was randomly inspired last night whilst I was looking on my bedside table and kind of taking my makeup off and stuff. And I realised that I had quite a few products that were really low cost and affordable in the skincare department. So I kind of looked around my room. I was looking for maybe 5 under £5, but I had more than 5, and I think I can round it up to 10. A couple of these are maybe take it or leave it products, but pretty basics. But some of them I really love, and they all come in at under £5. Some of them come in under like 3 or 2 even pounds. So really affordable, and I'll link what I can below with the cheapest prices that I can find. If you know of somewhere you can find these things for cheaper, then let me know. Generally supermarkets you're going to get the best deal, but I'll see what I can find links wise. So I'm going to kick off with something that I've really loved for a long time, and it's one of those things because I spoke about it so long ago and it's a big bottle, so I haven't used it up yet. It's maybe not been spoken about recently, but once upon a time it was in my favourites, and it's just been a consistent favourite ever since. And it's the Botanics Cleansing Toner All Bright, and this is something that I bought. I've had a couple of bottles of it actually. Something I bought maybe 2-3 years ago after buying the Pixie Glow Tonic at IMATS and really liking it and looking for a cheaper alternative. This has a lot of alcohol in it, so if your skin doesn't like that, then bear that in mind. But it gives me that tingly feeling. I definitely feel like it perks up my skin. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to one of those glycolic type products that's supposed to, you know, exfoliate, like a chemical toner or a chemical exfoliate kind of product, then I would recommend this. I really like it, but it's not something that I would recommend for sensitive skin because it does give me that kind of tingle that I like, but not everybody does. To take off my makeup recently, I've actually been really lazy lately with makeup removal, and I have to say that if I use this constantly, I definitely start to break out because I need to deep cleanse my skin from time to time, whether it be a hot cloth cleanser, an oil cleanser, balm, something like that. I need to properly get in there with a hot flannel and clean my face properly. This doesn't do it on a daily basis, but for those times where maybe I want to kind of refresh in the morning before I put my makeup on and I don't want to go and do a full cleanse, or if I'm being really lazy and taking off my makeup before bed, I'll do this, which is the simple micellar water, and then I'll do kind of a toning step and a moisturiser and whatever else. So if I just can't be bothered, this is a great alternative to face wipes. It's cheaper to do it like this. If you get this in kind of cotton pads or whatever else you want to use, it lasts a really long time. It's very kind to my eyes because a lot of products like this sting my eyes, and I don't have sensitive eyes. It's weird. A lot of eye makeup remover stuff, really my eyes doesn't like it. But I would just want to say, don't be using something like this on a daily basis because my skin is not sensitive, but it is definitely spot prone, and it needs a good clean every now and then, and something like this or face wipes doesn't cut it every single day. At least every other day or every couple of days I need to do a proper. I should do it every day. We should do it every day, but you know what I mean. 2 other products that were kind of the crux of this video, and I know you will have heard me talk about before. One of them I used last night, and they're both from Superdrug, the Naturally Radiant Glycolic Overnight Peel. I don't really know why this is a peel. It's not a peel-off mask. I'm assuming that it's a peel in the same way that the other thing is kind of a chemical exfoliant, like a liquid exfoliator. This does that slightly tingly feeling as well. A lot of the products I'm talking about will give you that kind of feeling, so just bear that in mind. If you do have particularly sensitive skin, it might not be for you. And my skin is oily and spot prone, it's not dry, so you know, my recommendations might not be universal. But it says it awakens skin's natural glow and improves skin tone and texture. I use this when my skin is just super dull, when I've just had a few breakouts just around here and around my kind of cheek, my lip, whatever, all around here, and I'm kind of getting rid of them, but my skin is looking really dull because of the products I've been using to get rid of my breakouts. And so I use this, and it makes such a difference overnight, and it kind of dries. It's not a regular kind of mask, but it is. You have to rinse it off in the morning, but it kind of leaves like, it's not a sticky layer, it's really unusual, and if you can hear it, it's very liquidy. It's a really unusual texture, but it's kind of almost like a gel, but it sets completely, and it doesn't really leave like a weird layer on your face, in that you can kind of see it shiny or anything. And in the morning, you could potentially forget that you put it on, but you do need to rinse it because it has left residue. But it's just a really nice product, and this is super cheap. I think this is like £2 or £3. It's very small, but you don't need a lot of it. because it's very liquidy. Something I have raved and raved about is the Clearly Youthful, again from Superdrug, retexturizing glycolic peel-off mask. This is a peel in the fact that it's a peel off, not the same kind of thing. But it does a similar thing. It leaves everything feeling softer and brighter and just generally not as dull as it was before. But this is more of a quick fix because I can put it on, it gives me that tingly feeling, and then you get that really satisfying peel-off mask situation. And it's a really good, as peel-off masks go, it really peels. Like some of them are just a bit blah, like they peel off in little bits and it's a real pain. This is a really quick and easy one, and it peels off in one sheet, so I really like that. But this is, I don't even need to go on about that. I've raved about that enough. Another thing you've heard me talk about before is the Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturiser. I quite often get questions regarding this, like, do you still use it? Do you still use it in the same way? I've never stopped using this. This is my spot treatment of choice. I can't generally use it as a full face moisturiser because it does dry out my skin. I think it has salicylic acid in it. I wonder if I'm going to be able to find this in this. I thought it had salicylic acid in it. Oh, it has. And that definitely is something that my skin reacts to in a good way when it comes to breakouts. It helps to dry out my skin, but it doesn't leave me feeling red or anything, but it does dry out my skin elsewhere if I use it all over. So I just kind of tend to use it as a spot treatment. It lasts me ages. I just squirt some out and dab it on a lot in the area that I've got a breakout, and it just reduces everything so quickly. Super cheap, and I know it's not supposed to be an on-the-spot treatment, but it's the only one that's ever worked for me, and I've tried a lot of different products, so that's awesome. But it does dry out your skin, so I'm sure there are products that you can buy that are like 5 times as expensive that work in the same way but don't dry out your skin, but I would rather have the cheap one. Something I've been using quite recently, this is a newer product, is the Botanics Hydrating Eye Cream. What I like about this one, it looks like this, and this is on the higher end of the scale. I think this might be the one product that is £5. Everything else is under £5. I think this is the only one. I'm so lazy with eye cream. I generally quite like the thick eye creams at night time because I feel like they're doing something. But at the same time, I can never remember to apply them. I've had the same eye cream for like maybe a year. It's yeah, I probably should throw that away. But something that's very, very light is something that I'm going to be more likely to apply because it's quick, it's going to dry quickly, it's going to absorb, and this even works underneath my makeup without anything smearing around on top of it or it creasing or anything like that. It's very, very light. I'll show you the texture because it's kind of unusual. I don't know if you can be able to see that, but it is like, it's like, it feels like water. I can't, it just doesn't feel like anything at all. You can barely see that. It's very, very light. So again, it's from the Radiant collection. I like things that say that they're brightening and they're going to leave you looking kind of brighter and more radiant, and it works nicely. I can't tell you that it's absolutely amazing, but there's very few eye cream products that I can say, wow, look what it did. You kind of have to trust that it's done something. And I do find that when I'm a little bit dehydrated and I haven't used enough moisturiser, that my skin can look dull and dry and kind of, I get that crepey around the eyes look. And I don't have kind of real deep lines. I don't have much in the way of lines around my eyes, but I do have a little bit, and they're definitely worse when I don't use eye cream. So it helps to hydrate that area. And if you're a little bit lazy like me, it's super quick to absorb. So might encourage you to use it more. Another very basic product is the Garnier Essentials Hydrating Day Care. You'll notice as we go through here, there's not a lot of moisturisers that I'm going to talk about. Because my skin is oily, I know I have to hydrate it, I know I have to use moisturiser, and there are some things that I've stuck to over the years, more in the winter time. When it comes to the summer, I just don't want to feel anything on my skin. I want something that's really light and refreshing. But I don't stick to a I don't moisturise every day. I know, it's like a cardinal sin of beauty blogging, but I don't moisturise every day. But when I do, I pick something like this. This is one of the things that lives in my drawer. I have this and another one from Garnier. Let me just pull it out. That is over the £5 mark. I think this is 12, but I'll use this more in the colder months, and it's the Miracle Sleeping Cream. This is really good, but very, very thick, and something I wouldn't use right now. You know, let's pretend I didn't even mention that because it doesn't count. But this is very, very light. It's like a gel. It's a really strange texture. Can you see that? It kind of looks like it's a cream, but it's translucent. It's really unusual, and I love the smell of the Garnier stuff. It's so refreshing. But again, it's not thick, it's not heavy. I wouldn't use it in the day because I don't moisturise under makeup. I know. I just don't think that my skin needs the moisture. I think that the moisturiser affects how makeup applies and how it stays on my face throughout the day, and I don't need moisturiser under makeup, you know. Scream at me about that all you want, but I don't feel like I need it. At night time, I know that I need to hydrate, and so I tend to use day creams at night that are lighter and more gel based because they hydrate, but they don't feel like they're weighing my skin down. I don't feel like it's going to break me out. It's not too heavy for my skin. Do try to avoid the ones with SPF because the SPF has got kind of a barrier and it doesn't allow your skin to get the air that it needs to breathe. But other than that, if you do feel the same way as me and you're looking for something lighter, day creams as night creams. It was a revolutionary step for me. Something that's really hydrating and you might think was very thick and heavy, but it isn't, is the Superdrug Vitamin E Moisture Mask. Again, I've spoken about this before. I actually put this against the Origins Drink Up Mask, I think it was, recently. I really love the Origins Drink Up Mask. If you are in a dry area, when we went to Las Vegas, I was using it as my nightly moisturiser, and my skin needed it so much. It absorbed so quickly into my skin. It's an amazing, amazing product, but if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, this is very, very nice. It's not the same product. It's a moisture mask, but other than that, they're completely separate, completely different, can't be compared. This, because it's so cheap, I think it's around £2.50, but correct me if I'm wrong, I probably am. This is much nicer if you're looking for something light, and again, refreshing, something that you can use more in the summertime, and it's amazing if you've got very dry arms. Like right now, I've been in the sun and I don't know what's happened. Normally I'll burn, I don't tan very easily, and I have tanned, I don't know what's going on. But the skin gods won't let me have that. It's like, yeah, you can tan, but you can't have it all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you really rough and dry skin. So my skin has tanned and it hasn't burned. Check me out, wearing a white t-shirt, show it off. Check me out with the tan. I know, look at this. You think I haven't got a tan? If this is the first video you're watching of me and you're thinking this is just your normal colour, check that out. Yeah, tan. In England, people. So I've tanned. I think we've got that clear. And my skin is really, really dry, and I've been using this on my arms and my chest, where it's just been kind of, I've got little bits and like so dry and rashy, and this has cleared it up. It's amazing. So it's something that is really nice for your face as a regular skincare product, but because it's so cheap, you could use it on your legs if they were really dry, you could use it on your arms, and you don't feel like you're completely wasting money or being super extravagant because it's a cheap product. So I really like that one. Two last products, okay. One of them is something that I threw in that maybe wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for the fact that we were making up to 10 products for the video, and it's a very, very new product. It's the Vitamin E, not new, but it's new to me. Vitamin E Refreshing Toning Mist. This is really nice, but I do have some issues with it. It's very refreshing. I like the mist, you know, it's got like it's a misty thing, but it's not the smell. It's not a mist, it's more of a squirt. So I've spoken before about the differences between these things and how it drives me mad. I was looking for something that would compare to the Caudalie Beauty Elixir in the way that it mists. Now, one person very cleverly suggested that you take off kind of one spray or one mister and put it on the other, but it would appear it won't work with this because they're two totally different things, and this is something that's welded, I can't take it off. But if you do ever find, I thought it was such a clever idea, and I'm sure everyone is going, yeah, obviously, and it's just me that didn't think of it, but I thought it was really clever. If you find two products and you like the way that one mists more than the other, just swap the heads. Genius! But anyway, I don't like the way that it squirts rather than mists, but if you were just looking for a quick refreshing, you know, if you're sitting in the garden or something, then it would be fine. You couldn't put it on top of makeup or anything, your face would be full on wet, but it might work for you. The smell is exactly like sun cream, so again, something that would be very appropriate for right now because everyone likes to smell sun cream in summer apparently, but it's not my favourite smell. There are perfumes that smell identical to this, so I know some people will love this, but it's not my favourite. But the way that it leaves my skin feeling is really, really nice. Again, it's a cheap product, so I feel like I could mist it everywhere, like all over my face, all over my chest and arms, and it is a moisturising mist. So in this heat, it's very easy to pick up products like the Caudalie and put it all over you thinking, oh, it's so refreshing, but they're full of alcohol. And this, let me just check that I'm not totally lying to you. No. I don't know if there's alcohol way, way, way down the list, so it's not one of the main ingredients. One of the main ingredients, the first main ingredient, is aqua, which is water. Glycerin, hydrogenated castor oil. I'm sure there's plenty of terrible things in it, but it definitely feels like it's leaving my skin hydrated rather than drying it out. And like I say, that was a problem that I was having whilst I was being in the sun, that my skin has gotten dry, and so I think this product would have been great for kind of my chest and arms for that issue. But I wanted to mention it because there will be people with really dry skin out there that like the idea of these facial toning mists but can't use them because most of them are alcohol based and this one isn't. So yeah, that's kind of a let's make it up to 9 to 10 products. I don't want to tell you I love it because it's not my favourite, but I can see the merits with it, and it's a very unaffordable product. Inexpensive / affordable product. The last thing is something I used to love years ago, and I've just recently rediscovered it, and it's so cool. It's the Witch Blemish Stick. There are a couple of ways that I use this, obviously on blemishes. I get blemishes all over, like, I don't have a lot on my face, I'll get the odd one, but I get blemishes on my shoulders, on my back, on my chest, on my arms. Ever since I was a kid, I used to be on like quite hardcore medication for it as a teenager because it was really, it was pretty bad. But obviously as a teenager you have that really terrible feeling about yourself when these kind of things, you know, it's the worst time to get acne is when you're a teenager because you're really self-conscious. When you're an adult you have slightly a better way of dealing with these things and you are potentially more secure in yourself, but as a teenager it's just the worst. So I used to have it like real bad all over my chest, all over my back and all over my shoulders. I used to take like 8 tablets a day. Not from the black market, they were prescribed. But I used to take all these tablets, and as an adult I just kind of stopped and it cleared up eventually. I used to go on sunbeds to get rid of it. Really terrible things really in hindsight. But it affected me. And so one of the things that I used to use was this. And I still use it now, so when I get like spots on my back and on my shoulders, I'll use it and it clears them up so quickly. Use them on my face. But something that I have discovered that this is amazing for, if you wax your face, yes, we're going there. If you wax your face, waxing my chin is like a complete waste of time. It never catches any of the hairs. But I'll go into the mirror sometimes and be like, whoa, where did they come from? 50 hairs on my chin. What the what? And no one's mentioned them. I have no friends, basically. Who would not tell me that I had 50 black hairs on my chin? I don't know. You guys, if you ever see that, please tell me. I won't be offended. Tell me, you know, you need a bit of something. That being said, I do actually have a dark upper lip. It might look like I've got a mustache, but I haven't. I have a pigmentation on my top lip and around here. If you've ever noticed this, I have like half a pair of sunglasses. That's just pigmentation. It's from pregnancy. I don't know. Not great. But yeah, I'll now get loads and loads of comments like, you've got a mustache. No, that's just the pigmentation. But I do get hair on my top lip and I wax it. And like this one right now, you would think this had come from waxing or plucking, but it hasn't. It's completely random. I don't know why. I haven't done that in ages. And it's really irritating when I get that because I'm like, But if you do wax and you get that kind of pimply line, wherever it may be, whether it be, you know, I don't know, under your arms, if you get like that pimply line, this. So I wax my top lip and then I use this. And because it is like a, what is the word that I'm looking for? It's not going to tell me, is it? No. Like an antiseptic? Is that what I mean? Yes, I think that's the word. Because it is an antiseptic. Or another word, if that's not the right word. It gets rid of all the potential of breakouts to occur after waxing. You can't mess with it. You know, once you've done it, you clean your wax off and whatever else, and then you put this on and then just leave it alone. But this works. This has been a complete godsend. I just stopped waxing my top lip because it was so annoying to get those breakouts all the time, but there you go. If anyone was looking for something that would hopefully help in that situation, it's good for breakouts and it's also good for waxing. So that is it. Also really good for ingrown hairs. There you go. So that is it. That is my top 10 under £5 for skincare. I hope that was useful. I hope some of you found some stuff that maybe you'd be interested in trying out. Everything's super inexpensive, so even if you were thinking, oh, I'll try that, it's not a total loss if you don't love it. But I am kind of moving into more and more affordable skincare. It's one of the product areas that I don't like to spend a lot of money because I'm so rubbish sticking to one thing. Like, I've got some really expensive skincare and I can't be bothered to use it every day, and so it's completely wasted on me. So I like to keep my skincare quite affordable. I like to splash out on some things, but maybe when I'm older, I think as I start to see more signs of aging, I'll be like, oh my god, creme de la mer. I'll be freaking out and saying I needed a really expensive serum to combat whatever this is. But as long as I can put it off, I'm going to be spending as little as possible on these kind of things. If you have your own holy grail products that you want to recommend, please do. But yeah, I hope that you liked that video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!